Hello, Badger mates, and welcome back to this video in which I finally get to do a book review video again. Ever since starting school, it's been more difficult for me to do reading for fun because I tried to read for school and do research for that sort of thing. But I've been working on a particular book that I did an author interview about. And if you want to see that interview after the picture, the video is over, you can go down to the description box below and see that video. Now, the book I'm going to be talking about is Pearl Tale by M.A. Burke. M.A. Burke. And this is the front cover. And this was written by my best friend, Mishi. She published this book in 2015, last year, in the middle of the year, and she'll correct me if I get any details wrong, which is okay. So check the comments down below in case I get a little bit of information wrong. And I've been working on reading the book and finishing it so I can do a book review on it. And I'd just like to let y'all know it is fantastic. I will quickly read what she had, the blurb on the back that she has. You can buy this, she self-published it. You can buy it on Amazon, either in physical copy form or Kindle copy form. So you have those options. So this is the description. Marie is confident that her senior year in high school will be the best one ever. That is, it would have been if a chapter of Marie's past had remained closed. High school soon becomes the least of her worries when Marie finds more adventure than she could ever imagine. Forced to come face to face with her biggest fears and the possibility that one of her friends may not live through the school year, she also comes face to face with a creature of myth. Dorian is a young merman that doesn't know when to say. Start Dorian's part over again. Dorian is a young merman that doesn't know when to just say no to a dare and leave humans alone. Later, when an assignment from his teacher leads him to a daring chase through the shadows, his curiosity and a low tide forces him to the surface world and to certain death. Luckily, a human sees him and comes to his rescue, except that humans are cruel and will torture and kill him on sight, or so he was taught to believe. Challenging the teachings of his culture, Dorian is driven to uncover the truth, even if it takes him to the bottom of the ocean or inside a whale. So that is what the book is about in the blurbs, but there is so much more going on than the back of the book says, which is fantastic when you're actually reading a book. You don't want the back of the book to tell you exactly what's going on. So these are my pros and cons of the book, because not everything's perfect. I know I'm not perfect. And really, I'm just gonna say this is really the only con of the book, and it's not a fault to the author, to Mishi, because it was self-published, and she did try to go through regular publishing companies, but they mostly just said they weren't passionate about the story, which is understandable. Merpeople, not mermaids, mermen, merpeople are not a very popular topic right now to be talked about. I know there are a couple books about mermaids. Can't remember what they're exactly called, but it's not like when vampires was a huge thing or utopian societies were huge things. Writing about merpeople is not a hot topic at the moment, and so she decided to go and self-publish. So because of that, there are some parts when you read the story that could be edited out just to make it more tight as a piece. And for example, there are times when there's a little too much exposition in between dialogue, and so sometimes you get a little distracted, but that's really the biggest thing there is. Otherwise, it's a really great read and a super enjoyable story. Like, even though it took me so long to read it, because I was going to read it on the plane ride, but then I forgot to download all my books, so I was just sitting in the airport bored without internet. I was like, meh. So, and it took me so long to read it because I was busy with school, but I mostly just took it with me because it was on my iPod. Whenever I would go and sit at like a restaurant or sit and eat lunch, I would read it as I ate. So that's how I read through the book. And the ending, like the beginning, you're having the introduction, and then things come together around chapter 7. I'm thinking that's when it got a little bit more together, and then um no, stuff got together early on. Sorry, my brain. I don't know where it is. It's thinking about other things, but um oh then yeah, so like you're learning who the characters are and everything, and then things start going uphill, and then like around chapter 7 you get a little bit more of what's going on, and then you get to the climax of the point of you learn some secrets and you learn some interesting things, and then it totally climaxes more, and it does have a conclusion at the end, but the ending is a cliffhanger. And she is working on book 2 of the series, and it's something that's so interested. I'm so interested in what's going to happen next with some of the things she revealed at the end. Um, I mean, she is my best friend, and she's told me a lot about her story, but there's some things that she has left. She hasn't told me so that I can enjoy the story when I do read it, which I really, really appreciate, even though sometimes I don't sound like I appreciate it. I get like, no, tell me what's going on. And she's like, no, you have to read it. I'm like, fine. You know how it is, you know? And then you're mad that someone spoiled it for you. But anyway, so I highly recommend this book. It's definitely, it's a young adult book. It's for teenagers, age 12, maybe 11, depending on the maturity of the child or the person. But I think from that age up, anyone can enjoy it, and I even think um, boys can enjoy it as well, um, if they're into that kind of sort of thing with more people. And I think especially when, from what I understand of the rest of the books to come, definitely it's going to be more. Um, Boys will enjoy it, but you have to read the first one in order to understand the next. I can just tell you that already. So, read the book basically is what I'm saying. And this is not me saying it as I'm not saying this to like my friend Mishi is not saying, "Oh, you have to say nice things about the book when you review it." She's not like, "I'm not doing this. I'm not saying only nice things so I don't hurt her feelings." No, I'm giving my very honest opinion. If I didn't enjoy it, I would tell her about it. And actually, before I even made this video, I gave her a heads up of what my thoughts were. Um, so that she wouldn't be like surprised, you know? 'Cause it was a courtesy sort of thing I felt like doing. So, um, and there's also some very fabulous lines that she wrote in the book. I have a couple of them. I took pictures of them. One I probably won't be able to find because I think I took it a picture. Took it a picture. Took it a picture. I took a picture of it a while ago. But there's this one. Oh, there's just some great one-liners in here that are just really really cool. And oh, okay, I found the other one. So this is a part of the book where Marie so I'm just gonna share these couple lines and then I'm gonna head out. But so this one is Marie is in high school and she sees this guy that she knew 5 years ago, and they have history, not dating history, but they just have some history, which can make it, especially if you're in high school, it can make it a little bit awkward for your high schooler. And that's another thing. Oh, sorry, I'm all over the place. I'm so sorry. The characters are very believable. Like the teenagers are very much so like teenagers, I think. They don't seem too adult. I think she's true to those characters. So, anyways, back to this. Um, so she hadn't seen this person, this guy. His name's Travis for 5 years, and Marie is having like those thoughts you have in your head that you're like, I won't let this affect me. And this is what it says. No, she told herself, no matter how hot 5 years had made him, Marie was not going to let it distract her. I just thought that was really, really funny. And maybe it's not so funny it's not as funny because it's out of context, but I thought that was very lovely and well written. A great little like one-liner. Where is the other stuff? Okay, and the other one, Marie's having, okay, in this one, they're all Marie's lines. I mean, Dorian's great too, but these are all lines from Marie. And this is a part where this is not a spoiler because you need some hard times. Your characters need to go through hard times in a story. And this is the part where Marie's having a hard time. And she talks about how she doesn't like, she really just likes, the nice sugary coffees. Um, but she never drinks like black coffee. And there's this part where she's very, very sad, and makes this quote how she basically says, and I drank black, and like basically how the day was so horrible that she drank black coffee and she needed her peppermint white chocolate mocha. So I'm not explaining them very well. I'm sorry. I'm not very good at this. But anyway, I really liked it, and I actually want to read it again. It's weird to say, like not weird to say, but there's like some books that I read and then it's like, okay, I read it. And then there's some books that it's like I would read that again and again. So I would read that book again. But I have other books that I need to read. Ugh. Because people are loaning me books. Yep. So some people are loaning me books and then I have books for class to read. So anyways, thank you so much for watching. Sorry this was a little blabby. But honestly, if you like fantasy stuff, read the book. And I will catch y'all next time. Badger out. Bye.